Hello everyone and welcome back to one of my favorite videos that I get to do once a year on this channel. One of the oldest traditions that has been a thing for I think like what, 4 years now? No, actually 5. Yeah, this is the 5th edition of this. This is the 5th edition of me, a slightly above average basketball enjoyer trying to my best to predict the NBA playoffs, but not really, and also give you my thoughts on just the season in general, maybe just like a little bit of that, and then at the end I will go over my awards ballot because I filled that out. I put it all on sticky notes which are right in front of me, and yeah, that's basically yeah. I'm not an expert in the way Bill Simmons or Zach Lowe or Harold Lobos Vulgaris is. I don't know if he still is covering the NBA. He was on Grantland for a bit, but yeah, that is me. That's basically the premise of this video. If you do not know what it is, I'm playing on NBA 2K. I'm playing on a 2-year-old version. I'm playing on 2K23. So yeah. Just in case it's a little bit too loud, I feel like I should just turn down the volume on all of these. The sound effects are a bit too loud. Because, like, I would assume my voice should be the main thing of this. Okay. Oh, man. So, basically, what do I want to talk about this NBA season? Why were ratings down? Was it because there were too many trees? I don't know, man. Too many, three-pointers? There you go. Maybe there were too many trees. Oh man. Yeah, also by the way, if you do not, yeah, this starting lineup, by the way, I'm playing the whatever. There's like a game mode called like eras, right? Where it's like you can start in like a specific year, right? And like this version of it, you start in like 2003 when LeBron gets drafted. But just look at this lineup. Look at this freaking lineup I've assembled. In this current state, it's the year 2006, I think. And this is the starting 5 I've assembled. Chris Paul, Carmelo Anthony, Pau Gasol, Kobe Bryant, Chris Bosh. And we have Dwight Howard coming off the bench as like the backup center. Like, we don't even need anyone else, man. Like, I've assembled like one of the greatest historical starting 5s of all time for this era, right? Just the fact that I have like Chris Paul, Carmelo, and Kobe, you know, just like Chris Paul and Kobe like in 06, man. Like, Jesus, man. Like, it's an insanely stacked team. But, you know, I don't know. That's how I like to play. I'm usually playing like with the WNBA more. Yeah, I haven't been playing 2K as much as I have recently, but yeah, it's just been a constant thing. Like, it hasn't been like the thing I do while I listen to podcasts as much anymore, but I still do it from time to time, like whenever I need something to play, you know. And I'd also, yeah, I do not count this as like, quote, playing a video game, even though it is weird. I don't know. So yeah, I guess anything else to talk about from the NBA season before I get into the meat of what I want to talk about, or what the video is supposed to be. Oh man, I guess, is there anything I missed from the NBA season? A certain player got traded. I talked about that, yeah. I didn't really go into the Jimmy Butler trade saga in depth, right? Yeah, that was when it was like, you know, I don't know. There really wasn't really much to it. It was just Jimmy Butler wanted an extension from the Heat. Pat Riley was like, "Look, man, you shouldn't make comments about how if you would have played in the Celtics series, you would have won. Like, if you don't play, you should shut up." And then, you know, Jimmy wanted more money, and then he eventually got that with Golden State. They signed him to a 2-year extension. You know, it could end up being really good. Right now, the Warriors are the 6th seed, right? Yeah, because they lost. Oh no, they're the 7th seed. Yeah, they secured the 7th seed. I'm recording this in between the first and second play-in games. So I think like last year I did it with the play-in like already done, and then the year before that I did the prediction for the playoffs before any of the playoff games were done. But this year I did it like somewhat in the middle. So Right now, as I'm recording this, it is Thursday night. So the first play-in games, the 7-8 between Memphis and Golden State, and then Orlando and Atlanta already happened. And then the second set of playoff games the next day between Sacramento, Dallas, and then Chicago, Miami already happened. So to briefly go over the play-ins, Golden State with Jimmy Butler and Steph Curry beat the Memphis Grizzlies. Memphis hasn't beaten a good team in a while. Memphis fired their head coach, Taylor Jenkins. Not the most shocking Western Conference head coach firing. I guess I'll get into that a little bit later. But yeah. So Golden State has secured the 7th seed. They're going to face Houston as the 2nd seed in the West for the first round. And then in the Eastern Conference, Orlando is going to play the Celtics. And probably going to be pretty uneventful. Yeah. So, yeah. Anything, I guess, like for the 9-10. Yeah. Dallas beat Sacramento, which was a good win. And if Dallas, like, beats Memphis to get the 8th seed, I don't know. I mean, they're not going to win against OKC, but, like, I don't know. I think it'll be somewhat of a interesting thing, you know? It'll be like Tim Bontemps. Yeah, did I talk about how, like, Tim Bontemps, like, on the Hoop Collective has been, like, advocating for the Mavericks to, like, trade Anthony Davis already because of like the tragedy that befell the Mavericks. Like I didn't go over it in like I don't go over as much NBA stuff, or like my Minecraft episodes don't come out as often, so I don't get to talk about the NBA stuff as it happens currently, and like too much of it piles up. But like yeah, like the Mavericks, since the Luka trade, had a bunch of injuries. Nico Harrison hasn't been doing himself any favors. You know, it's been a time. Anthony Davis played his first game and got immediately injured, and then everyone's just like, see, this is what happens when you trade for AD. But like I feel like a few people have been ignoring the fact that like AD has been way more healthy than he has been in historically for his career. Like AD in the past 2 seasons has played like almost every game, of the season. But I don't know. It's the whole thing of just like you don't trade freaking Luka for AD, obviously, and also the fact that you didn't get freaking Austin Reeves or Dalton Connect in the deal is insane. But whatever, man. Oh man, depressing. The Mark Williams trade fell true for the Lakers. Somewhat of a positive. Just fine. Great. But yeah, I guess that's the story with the Mavericks. Yeah, Kyrie tore his ACL. How did I not get to that? Kyrie tore his ACL. They had a slew of injuries. Daniel Gafford, Derek Lively. But like, most of them are back except for Kyrie. So yeah. Man. Like, it makes me think that like maybe Dallas could be somewhat of a formidable team. Like if they had a healthy Kyrie. Like, if they had a healthy Kyrie and AD healthy, right, at full strength, like, they could be, like, they honestly could be, like, what, like a 6th seed, like, yeah, at the least, right? Probably like a 6th seed or a 5th seed if they had just, like, played up to their potential, but I don't know. That's just my opinion, okay? It actually would have been a conversation if they would have been better than the Lakers. Let me say that, but, in terms of championship potential, Nico Harrison, defense wins championships. He kept on repeating. In like that postseason presser that media wasn't allowed to like record or like share video of. Tim McMahon went to that, asked Nico a bunch of questions. Nico is still getting a chance to get him fired by the Mavericks fans. Mark Cuban is like, I don't know, I would never trade Luka. It's like, dude, you freaking gave up freaking ownership of the team, and you're just like, oh, I'm so upset, man. It's like, I don't know, man. Like, if you didn't want it to happen, maybe you shouldn't have given up ownership, but whatever. Also, another somewhat storyline in the NBA is that the Celtics were sold. Yeah, the Celtics have a new buyer or owner, are going to have a new owner. They're in the process of transitioning. Yeah. Also, another somewhat funny subplot, 3-point celebrations. Yeah, just a little, it's funny, somewhat. slightly concerning, but mostly funny thing is just freaking Ja Morant and his freaking celebrations. He's currently throwing grenades, but before, he was doing something that related to his past controversy. So man. Anyways, yeah, is that all the prelude before I get into the playoff predictions? Yeah, I don't want this video to be too long. Yeah, because I still have the awards to get to. Okay. Yeah, I think it's like I'm front loading it because, like, what am I gonna predict? That's the thing. Okay, all right. Of the set, yeah, okay, yeah. Let me get the 8-1 out of the way. OKC is gonna beat whoever they face in 4 to 5 games. The Celtics are gonna, the Cavaliers are gonna beat whoever they face in 4 to 5 games. Okay, not much freaking controversy there. I know that freaking in 2023, I said the Bucks were gonna win easily against the Heat, but things happen. Sometimes you get stuff wrong. You don't anticipate freaking playing teams doing that much. Okay, the Heat should be an exception to that. But the Heat, even if they get the 8 seed, aren't going to do anything, okay? Stamp it, man. Guarantee it, man. Guarantee it, like Charles Barkley, man. Guarantee it, okay? I promise. Almost promise. I don't know. Oh, man. Anyways. That's basically those seeds done. Okay. 7-2. The Celtics are going to freaking beat the Orlando Magic. Not really much to say about that. I mean, Paolo, Franz Wagner, they're a duo, I think they're back healthy for the Magic, but yeah, like they just don't have enough offense. Yeah, I think it's just specifically that the Magic are just really bad at 3-point shooting. Yeah, and the Celtics obviously can be really, really good at 3-point shooting. And like when the Celtics get their 3-point shooting rolling, it's kind of game over, man. It's game over. You can't really do anything about it. I guess the one concerning thing about the Celtics is the fact that Jaylen Brown has a somewhat of an injury. I think it's his knee, but I don't know. Like if Jaylen Brown, if the injury isn't too serious, or if it doesn't get more serious as the playoffs progress, I don't feel like the Celtics are going to be challenged really at all until the conference finals. So yeah. Let me just throw in, since I don't do second round predictions in a video usually, let me just throw in the fact that the Celtics are gonna smack the freaking New York Knicks. They're gonna smack the Knicks in the second round, okay? Not even gonna be a thing, man. And if the Pistons beat the Knicks in the first round, which could happen, the Celtics are gonna smack the Pistons too. It's not really the Eastern Conference playoffs are so unfreaking I don't know, not uninspired, but just it's just waiting to see the Celtics and the Cavs in the conference finals, basically. So yeah, those are basically my thoughts. Nothing too in depth. I'm sure Jason Tatum's field goal efficiency is going to be dissected. I'm sure of it. It's going to be a topic of conversation, but whatever, man. Oh man, why can't he be the face of the league? Because he's boring, man. Because he does not do gun celebrations, and he doesn't have, conversations with mothers of children on social media. But whatever. Anyways, 7-2. The 7-2 matchup in the Western Conference is the Golden State Warriors and the Houston Rockets. So yeah. The Houston Rockets have been a major surprise of this season, coached by Ime Udoka. The former Celtics coach who don't ask why he's not the Celtics coach anymore, but I still don't know the specifics of that situation, by the way. I don't know. I remember tweeting after the Celtics won the championship. I tweeted in earnest. I'm like, what did Ime actually do? I know it was a relationship with a staff or member or something, but it's I don't know. There was a clip with Matt Barnes being initially being this is weird how you would fire Ime Udoka like this, but then I assume he got a DM or a call from someone being no, this is way deeper than just an affair, right? But I don't know. I guess it's old. It's somewhat old news, man. We don't need to dig that stuff up, but I'm just curious of how extreme it was, Like it must not have been something like too like deep, but like I don't know. Anyways, what about the series, man? Who do I think will win? I'm gonna go out on a limb. I mean, yeah, it feels like it's weird. It's the same thing with like Nets-Celtics in 2022, or like, you know, like Sixers-Knicks in like last year. But like that going for the higher seeded team is a bit of going out on a limb. But yeah, I'm gonna go with the Houston Rockets here, man. I don't know. I think the Rockets are good enough to win the series. Like I feel like, yeah, the duo of Jimmy Butler and Steph Curry is formidable, and like Draymond can be good defensively, but like I don't know. I just feel like the Rockets, even like the question mark obviously is their experience, but I don't know. I just think the Rockets have enough, man. They have enough to get it done. Like they should be respected, basically. My thesis for why I'm picking the Rockets over the Warriors is that I feel like there's enough evidence to show that they deserve the respect, man. They deserve the respect of being treated like a second seed, even with their playoff inexperience, you know. They deserve, you know, my respect at least of thinking that they can beat the Warriors. But obviously, I could be wrong, you know. These predictions aren't 100% accurate. They're just an opinion of someone who somewhat watches the NBA but follows the NBA subreddit for all the drama intensely. Kind of like the Bang Dream subreddit I'm somewhat following now. But yeah, that's another story. Oh, man. Anyways, yeah, my official pick is Rockets. I think in 6. I'm not gonna pick specific games for most of these series, but yeah. Anyways, that's basically my pick. I'm picking the Rockets because of defensively they're really good with Amin Thompson, Sengun, Baby Jokic. I like him as a player. Ime Udoka has been a really good coach of the year candidate, and you know, despite the playoff inexperience, I think they're good enough to beat the Warriors. I think they can handle like Steph and Jimmy. And also, if like Steph and Jimmy have multiple games where they don't get it going offensively, it's probably going to be hard for the Warriors to keep up, you know? Like, well, to score, you know? Because like, who else is going to score? Like, Podziemski? Like, yeah. Podziemski, Kuminga isn't playing for them, weirdly. I don't know what's up with that. I don't know. Like, maybe pissed off Steve Kerr. I don't know. But yeah, they don't have that many other scorers. They have Buddy Hield, but I don't know. Yeah. Oh, man. Okay. So I did 2-7 in the East and the West. Okay. So, yeah, 3-6 in the East and the West. Okay. 3-6 in the West is the third-seeded Lakers versus the sixth-seeded Timberwolves, and this is depressing me. It's making me sad. I'm just sad. I'm just sad that the Lakers are good. I'm sad that the Lakers are undeniably a good team. I'm sad that the Lakers are undeniably somewhat threatening. I'm scared that the Lakers are undeniably a team that has somewhat of a puncher's chance to reach the finals. It's sad. It's really sad. They ended up on the right side of the bracket to do that, you know? It's like, they really should have ended up on the bracket with OKC, man. If they ended up with the 4th seed, I would have been like, okay, all right, we're good. We're good. As someone who roots against the Lakers because of somewhat reasons, just, you know, as someone who roots against the Lakers like that, like, I don't know. Ugh, God, it just, yeah. It's annoying, man. It is annoying how the Lakers somehow landed Luka Doncic. It is annoying how frickin' they seem to be a good team, you know? It was annoying that frickin' stupid-ass frickin' like stretch where they had like the #1 defense in the NBA for 2 weeks. It's like, come on, man. Why? Why are we doing this? Why? like I'm not saying the Lakers have to be a bad team forever, but it's like, I just don't like freaking all the immediate hype of like, they're championship contenders, man. It's like, look, man, I know I only see the thumbnails for First Things First, but it's like Nick Wrong is a freaking LeBron stan. It's like, look, guys, the Lakers. I think like he says he's a Lakers fan, but like, yeah, I would assume that's just a lot of it is just because of LeBron. Like he was not a Kobe Bryant fan, probably. I'm trying to assume things about Nick. Nick writes freaking basketball freaking second fandom, but whatever. Well, his basketball fandom is number one. I glaze LeBron. I mean, there's nothing wrong with glazing LeBron. It's like, that's the thing. It's like, he's a player deserving of that. Obviously, he's like the second greatest player of all time. Some people think he's the first. Like me personally, like I feel like I need a bit more to consider him the first, but whatever. Like, if 2011 didn't exist, if I didn't learn about 2011, maybe, but you know. Yeah, anyways, who am I picking with Lakers, Timberwolves? The Timberwolves, yeah, Anthony Edwards, they traded Cat for Julius Randle. I just don't think the Timberwolves are as good of a team. Yeah, they're just not as good of a team as they were last season when they beat the Nuggets, right? Like, I don't know. That's what's also sad about this, is that, like, I can't find a reason to pick the Wolves. Like, you know, like I can't. Like, I honestly cannot find a reason. So, unfortunately, it is with somewhat of a heavy heart. It's really sad, but yeah, I'm picking the Lakers in this series. I know. I can't. Like, I'm not necessarily a Laker hater. I just root against the Lakers. Okay, it's like I can't find any reason, okay? Like, I guess a reason to not think the Lakers are going to win this series is because the Lakers don't have a center, but I don't think that's going to affect them in this series that much, right? Because, like, Luka versus Anthony Edwards, right? Like, Luka is already putting up 30-point games, 40-point games, even with his, quote, questionable conditioning, you know, Nico Harrison is trying to say repeatedly, but, like, I don't know. Yeah, like, Luka's just a better player than Anthony Edwards, definitively. And, yeah, I don't know. Like, LeBron is a way, way, way better number two than the Timberwolves number two. Like, I don't even know who it is. I don't think it's Julius Randle. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's Julius Randle, but, yeah. I mean, this isn't to say that the Wolves can't win the series. It's not like the Wolves have no chance, but I don't know. It's just, yeah, the Lakers are winning this series, man. I feel like the Lakers are winning. I'm picking them to win. I feel like they're going to win, you know? Do I want them to lose the series? Yes, but, like, I don't know. It's like, yeah. I can't find a reason. I mean, the only reason I maybe would think about the Timberwolves winning is the size difference, right? Where, you know, like, Rudy Gobert is a paint presence that can defend the rim at a pretty high level, but, like, you know, he's gonna go up against Jackson Hayes, you know? I don't know. Oh man, look at the trees Chris Paul is scoring. He's hitting too many trees, man. We need to change the 3-point dimensions of the court. We need to change the 3-point dimensions of the court, okay? We need to fix the NBA. Do you know what the NBA is? I'll show you. I'll show you right here. Let me see. Let me defend. Come on. A foul, man? Really? I have to wait. Brief interlude here. Okay, brief interlude. What? Oh, did Dwight Howard freaking get it? Okay, here's Dwight Howard. Okay, do you know what the appeal of the NBA is? Do you know what the appeal of the NBA is? It's this. It's frickin' this. That's what the appeal of the NBA is. It's frickin' that frickin' play right there. That is the appeal of the NBA. Not frickin' players shooting trees, okay? That is what the appeal of the NBA is. Even though, you know, like, you know, what's the appeal of the WNBA, you know? Paige Beckers got drafted number 1, you know? Haley Van Lith got drafted number 11, you know? Caitlin Chen got drafted by the Valkyries, but I don't know if that's gonna be, like, a thing that sticks, but I don't know. It's like, that's the appeal of the NBA, okay? It's frickin' people dunking, okay? That is the appeal, and it's not 3-pointers. We need to change the dimension of the 3-point line in these arenas, okay? There's too many trees. We need a limit. Oh, man. Only 30 trees per game, okay? Oh, man. Oh, God. Sorry, just had to get that out there. See, there you go. That's the appeal of it right there. Oh, man. Anyways, yeah, so I'm picking the Lakers over the Wolves. Okay. Yeah, it's also a thing. Lakers have home court, right? It's like, I think home court, even though, like, last season it seemed to not matter as much, you know? Thinking about freaking Nuggets Wolves last season. But yeah, like, yeah, home court, you know, Lakers play well at home. It's the statistics show. So, yeah. has basically 3-6 in the West, but 3-6 in the East is the third seeded Knicks and the 6th seeded Pistons. And I guess, like, yeah, I'm picking the Knicks in the series, but the Pistons absolutely could win this, that's the thing. Like, it's not, but like the Knicks should be favored and they probably are gonna win, but I wouldn't count out the Pistons. Cade Cunningham has had a really good year. JB Bickerstaff, the coach of the Pistons, who formerly coached the Cavaliers, as recently as last season, has been really good in like bringing the team. They have bringing the team to relevance again after the Pistons went on a 28-game losing streak last season. The Pistons have Malik Beasley. They have Tobias Harris from the Sixers, who's playing way better than Paul George, which is really funny. Man, they have Dennis Schroeder, Asar Thompson. I think Jaden Ivey's injured. Jalen Duren. Like they just have a nice team. Yeah, they have a nice team that doesn't have like a superstar outside of Cade. But yeah, I mean Cade is like pretty much like there on the border of being a superstar, right? But yeah, like I feel like they need like another like second level star. I feel like the pair with Cade, if they want to make the leap to like a true like conference finals contender. It's just hard when it's like, yeah, but that's the thing. It's like we've seen like even with the Knicks, right? Like the Knicks have Jalen Brunson and Cat and freaking Mikal Bridges, Josh Hart. Like they have a really freaking good team, but it's like they went 0-8. Yeah, they went 0 whatever against the Celtics, the Cavs, and the Thunder. So it's like, yeah. So they faced the Cavs 4 times, Celtics 4 times. Yeah. So 4-8. Yeah. 0-8 against the Cavs and the Celtics. And then they went 0-2 against the Thunder. It's like, yeah, it's like, I don't know. I don't know. Like, if the Pistons become as good as the Knicks, they're still not going to be good enough to challenge the Celtics, according to, things. Yeah, so, I don't know. That's basically, yeah, I'm picking the Knicks in the series. Their offense probably is just going to be a little too much for the Pistons defense to handle. But, like, I would assume, like, there's going to be a game where, like, oh, Cade scored 45 points, Cade scored, like, 30 to like 45 points, and then like the Pistons win based off of that. But yeah, the Pistons can win like 2 games. it can go to game 7 definitely. But yeah, I'm just picking the Knicks based off of just them being a better team. Yeah, them being just the better team with the more talented roster, I guess. Karl Anthony Towns has been great offensively, but not defensively. Jalen Brunson is clutch, right? Yeah, so that's basically why I'm picking the Knicks. Oh, man. Yeah, much more respected series than like when the Knicks were facing the Sixers last season. Yeah, that was like, I was like the biggest Knicks fan in the world for that series. I'm like, dude, I was watching almost every second. I remember when Tyrese Maxey hit that tree, to force a game 6, right? To force a game 6. I'm like, oh god, oh man. Oh man. Okay, so it's basically 3-6 in the Eastern Conference. Yeah, so 4-5 in both conferences. Okay, I think I have this right. I think 4-5 in the East is Pacers, Bucks, right? And like, yeah, let me check the standings real quick, so I'm not talking out of my ass. Let me check the standings real quick. While I'm checking the standings, because I don't want to edit this stuff out. What happened in the world recently that could be interesting to talk about? New anime that's airing. There's this new anime called Lazarus. Yeah, it's really good. It's the latest show by Shichiro Watanabe. It's very like Western, obviously like his style, right? It's like not really an anime. Yeah, it feels like you're not really watching an anime. Okay, so yeah, I got it right. Okay, so the number 4 seed is the Pacers, and then the number 5 seed is the Bucks in the Eastern Conference. That's the only thing I needed help on. Okay, Pacers Bucks. Who do I have winning the series? Yeah, I mean it's a rematch of last season. I think the Bucks were the higher seed last season though. Yeah. Yeah, I could be wrong on that. I don't know. I don't want to double check. But yeah. I don't know. Yeah, like 4-5 is the matchup where like home court is like probably like the least determining factor, right? It's like 4-5 should be in most cases and in NBA playoff series like a pick'em, like 50-50 almost series. But yeah. Yeah, I feel like one is more 50-50 than the other, okay? Yeah, I'm gonna get to the Western Conference one. So, yeah. The thing is that, like, Damian Lillard, the Bucks #2, is not gonna be available for game 1 of the series. So, yeah. Just like, yeah, the what hampered the Bucks against the Pacers last season was just the fact that Giannis and Dame were injured, but it still went 6 games though, yeah, like that's the thing. Yeah, like assuming Giannis is healthy for all like of the games, I feel like the Bucks should win this series. I feel like the Bucks should win just off of Giannis, right? I feel like I was listening to an unnamed basketball podcast, and they were saying that like Giannis should be able to like basically solo carry a series, right? Like if he's that amazing of a player, if he's like the second best player in the world, if he's a perennial like second, third MVP candidate, right? It's like he should be able to solo this series, right? But yeah, I just like Giannis had a great stretch to end the season. He put up like a few like 30 point triple double games where he had a game where he had like 35 points, 16 rebounds, 17 assists. And I'm like, how damn. Like, yeah, I don't know. Just like showing like, yeah, no, I'm here too. I'm in this MVP race, even though, it is really only like a 2-person race though. So, yeah. Oh man, who am I picking in this series, man? Just the health is the only factor. Yeah, that's the only thing. That's the only like thing that's like preventing me from like going full on the Bucks. Yeah, I mean the Pacers, the Pacers started off not really that good, but yeah, that was just due to Tyrese Halliburton not being that good, and then Tyrese Halliburton rounded into form, Yeah, like there's early in the season Tyrese Halliburton was like really bad, yeah. He just like, I don't know, but yeah, recently he's been really good, in the middle and like late of the season, so, man. And really, when I'm speaking, I'm just speaking from like what I'm seeing on our NBA and what I'm hearing on podcasts. Okay, like that's most of like my opinion. Okay, but sometimes it is my personal opinion from like watching games. Sometimes it is. Okay, you just don't know when. I'm not gonna tell you. Okay, you have to freaking find that out on your own. Yet another tree from Carmelo. You know how Carmelo does like the tree to the dome, like Ja, just do that, like it's fine, like who cares if you're called unoriginal, just do the tree to the dome. It's a nice, timeless 3-point celebration, okay? Timeless. Yeah, so I guess I'm stalling on my pick, man. I'm stalling on my pick. I'm gonna go with the Bucks, okay? I think I'm gonna go with the Bucks. Just Giannis is the tiebreaker for me, but the Pacers. I don't know, but I feel like the Pacers are gonna win this series if Dame doesn't play for most of it, right? Because like I think Giannis needs Dame, like they need additional offense other than Giannis, right? I guess they can get it from Bobby Portis, Brook Lopez, I guess they can get it from those players, but yeah, like they need Dame, I feel like they need Dame to play most games in the series if they want to win. So yeah. Yeah, okay. I think, also, I guess additional context. Did I mention, Dame had, like, a deep vein thrombosis, late in the season, but, like, he got cleared for that, but he got cleared for that just as of today, but he is still gonna be out for game 1, so, yeah. I'm picking the Bucks in the series on the basis of Giannis being as great of a player as he is, okay? And Damian Lillard coming back, assumedly, presumably, sometime during the series. That's why I'm picking the Bucks. Okay. And I think, the final series. Yeah, because I brushed over 1-8. Yeah, obviously the first seeds are going to win. The first seeds are going to win those series. So, the final 4-5 series, the final matchup in these playoffs that I'm going to discuss. The 4th seeded Denver Nuggets versus the 5th seeded Los Angeles Clippers. And I think this is the premier series of the first round. Yeah. Let me just wait for the music to play. Who's the player of the game? Yeah, look at just like, yeah, Chris Paul putting up 38 points. I don't know. Oh, wow, look at that. Chris Paul, like 12 of 16 from 3. Look at that. Pretty good, right? Oh, man. Yeah, my Xbox Series S. I'm playing this on the Series S. Yeah, because I have a Series X, but I don't have this game downloaded here. It does a thing where it's like it doesn't load. Like I have to go back in here and then do that. Yeah, if I want the next screen to pop up. Okay. The 4th seeded Denver Nuggets and the 5th seeded Los Angeles Clippers, man. The Clippers on the last game of the season beat the Warriors in overtime to secure their playoff spot, to secure the 5th seed. And I think I was rooting for the Clippers. Yeah, I think I just wanted to see Nuggets-Clippers over like Nuggets-Wolves as a first-round series. I don't know. I kind of don't want to see Nuggets-Wolves again, okay? You know, after that, Jokic had that 60-point triple-double and lost to the Wolves based off of Russell Westbrook committing that foul. I'm like, okay, we don't need to see this, okay? We don't need to see a 7-game series of this. It's fine. Oh, man. I think this is going to be a surprising one. Yeah. Yeah, like, I don't know. But I feel like it's, yeah, like, yeah, to recap, I guess, as someone who would consider themselves a Nuggets fan, a fan of the Nuggets, that is my Western Conference team I root for the most, okay? Man, but I don't really root against any teams except the Lakers and the Sixers, and I hope the Sixers do not get Cooper Flag. Please do not let them get Cooper Flag, man. Please do not reward it. Do not reward the Sixers with them, man. Please, with Cooper Flag, please. Man. Anyways, oh man, yeah. What do I think about this series? Who am I picking? So. Well, I guess I have to briefly explain, like, the Nuggets, you know, situation. I was in class. I was, like, waiting. I think I was, like, got done reading a chapter of a young adult book I was reading that I might talk about in the next Minecraft video. One of, like, the however many books I haven't talked about. But, yeah, I got done reading a chapter of a YA book I was reading, and then I checked Reddit, and then it said Michael Malone has been fired by the Denver Nuggets. This came off of the Nuggets going on a 4-game losing streak late in the season, one which started with the 60-point triple-double game Jokic had against the Timberwolves. So, yeah, which went to double overtime, yeah. So, basically, the Nuggets lost 4 straight games, and then Michael Malone got fired. And then 10 minutes later, Shams was like, clean house. Calvin Booth also got fired. So Calvin Booth is the GM of the Nuggets. And I guess just the main thing to know is that Calvin Booth, the GM, and Michael Malone, the head coach, were at odds basically their entire time. They were like part of the Nuggets organization. So yeah, the main gist of it is that Michael Malone is a coach that doesn't like to play rookies, okay? He likes veterans. So, like, when Russell Westbrook got signed to the team, like, Michael Malone, like, you know, was just, like, you know, his biggest supporter, basically. And even when, like, Westbrook wasn't, you know, the most positive contributor, like, you know, even when Westbrook, you know, lost, basically, with his mistake, lost the game against the Timberwolves, you know, like, yeah, like, Michael Malone was, like, always standing by veteran players, you know, like, in the Nuggets title run, they had veteran players. They had, you know, Jeff Green. They had, Ish Smith. Yeah, they had Bruce Brown, you know, they have vets, you know, who helped them immensely in the championship run. They still have DeAndre Jordan, but, you know, yeah. Yeah, and that's the conflict. But Calvin Booth took over from Tim Connolly, and Tim Connolly was the previous GM of the Nuggets, who his last trade for as part of the Nuggets organization was trading, I think, Jeremy Grant for Aaron Gordon. Yeah, like that was like one of the last trade moves he did during his tenure. And then, like, between 2022 and 2023, those seasons, Calvin Booth took over from Tim Connolly, and then Tim Connolly took the job of GMing the Timberwolves. And then Tim Connolly's first move as GM of the Timberwolves is to trade for Rudy Gobert. So yeah, interesting, right? I probably talked about that in a Minecraft episode where like Tim Connolly built the Wolves, directly after building the Nuggets. So like he probably knew the right kind of team that would be needed to beat the Denver Nuggets, right? While also creating the Denver Nuggets championship team. So interesting guy Tim Connolly is. So yeah. The trademark of Calvin Booth during his philosophy of GMing is that he wants to draft young players. He's drafted Christian Brown, he's drafted Julian Strawder, he's drafted Peyton Watson, he drafted a player called Hunter Tyson, and he drafted a player called Jalen Pickett. Yeah, so he drafted Deron Holmes, who tore his Achilles before the season even started, this current season in Summer League. So yeah, those are the players that Calvin Booth has drafted, and Calvin Booth basically, I think, like in an interview, was like ideally we should be optimized to win like multiple championships within like this year's span. But like Calvin Booth wasn't in, like, I feel like in an interview, like in one of those interviews before like the Nuggets 23-4 season, this previous season where they lost to the Wolves, right? Like he wasn't necessarily being like, we want to go all out to try to repeat. He was just like, we want to win multiple championships within this period of time. But like, yeah, that's the thing. Like, it's part of the reason why like he didn't want to extend KCP, right, and offer him a contract, because like, they were like, he probably was thinking like Christian Brown could just fill that role just fine, and he basically has, just like, I guess like you could argue that like, like the KCP hasn't had that good of a season with Orlando, but I guess there are still people being like, but like he probably, it probably would have been good to just keep him, like to try to keep him, and try to like maximize the championship window the Denver Nuggets have. Yeah, and like and that's the whole thing. The main thesis of like all of this is that the Nuggets organization is kind of in turmoil right now, like, and Jokic has been the beacon of stability. He's just been the guy just having one of the best seasons of his career, probably the best season of his career. He averaged a 30-point triple-double. He had a 60-point triple-double game. He had a 30-20-20 game, And it's like, like he's a perennial MVP freaking candidate, or MVP either front runner or runner up within the past 5 seasons. So like obviously, like I would assume there's a lot of Nuggets fans who are like, like they need to prioritize Jokic's prime, man. They need to freaking capitalize on this. The Nuggets should be primed to win like multiple championships with a talent like Jokic, but I don't know. It's just a whole thing with ownership, So basically, the conflict was between Michael Malone wanting to play veterans more, Calvin Booth wanting to draft rookies and have that be the strategy, is just to develop, It was somewhat the same thing with the Warriors, with like the 2 timelines thing of like Jordan Poole, like the young player, like the Kuminga Moody versus, the older players route, like, can you adopt like a 2 timelines approach? Can you keep up a championship dynasty while also drafting young players and like playing them? It's like, it seems like the answer so far is not really, or it's extremely hard to do it. So especially when you have freaking the veterans on the team punching the younger players. But at least the Nuggets don't have a story like that, okay? Oh man. Anyways, this is all just like getting to, I feel like the somewhat surprise, I guess, for me is that I think I'm picking the Clippers, man. I think so. I think I just had to verbalize it. I think I'm picking the Clippers to win the series. Like, I just don't think with the season the Nuggets have had, like, I don't think this is the series they can, like, win easily, you know? Like, it's not, I'm not saying the Clippers are gonna win, like, steamroll the Nuggets. Obviously not, you know? Like, the Nuggets have Jamal Murray, Aaron Gordon, you know, Michael Porter Jr. still. They still have those players, you know? Like, Jokic obviously is not a playoff freaking choker, you know? He obviously, you know, rises to the occasion in the playoffs. Like, you probably don't have to worry about him being hampered, like, lowering his game in the playoffs, you know? But yeah, I think, like, I just don't think with the season the Nuggets have had, like, I don't think this is like, I feel like you have to take in the organizational chaos, you know, the Nuggets have had and undergone into account, you know? Like, you know, like, I guess you can, like, argue that, like, maybe they needed to make this move to have a better chance at, like, competing for a title, but yeah, like, I think it's also me picking the Clippers is just, like, giving them respect, you know? The same way I'm respecting the Houston Rockets. I feel like I need to respect the Clippers, you know? Because they've had a pretty good season. They've had, way more than a pretty good season. Yeah, they won 50 games. They lost Paul George in free agency. Look how that turned out for the Sixers. And they ended up winning 50 games anyway. Yeah, Zubac has had an amazing season. James Harden has been pretty damn good, you know? Like, yeah, like, they've had a really good season. And Kawhi, you know, everyone was, like, worried about, like, everyone was like, oh no, Kawhi, he keeps on missing games. But he came back from his injury, and then he's been playing just like Kawhi has, just like Kawhi at his best, like an all-NBA, like, around that level player. Yeah, so it's like, that's basically, yeah, that's I don't know. Like, I feel like the Clippers should, you know, deserve the respect of, like, not being taken seriously, you know, in terms of, like, they could actually make it to the conference finals, you know? So, yeah, but, yeah, I mean, their second round opponent, if they get past the Nuggets, is OKC, but, you know, like, if people want to give the Lakers a chance to beat OKC, people absolutely have to give the Clippers a chance to beat OKC too, right? I feel like that logic should follow. So, yeah. I think, like, I feel like it's gonna be a long series either way. Like, it's not gonna be a sweep, man. Like, I would be so surprised if it ends up being a sweep, man. I don't know. I would assume that would have to mean that, like, Jamal Murray, like, intensely underperforms. But, like, I don't know. Like, I just don't think, like, Jokic with Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr. can freaking, like, get swept in a series, you know? Even when he didn't have those two players against the Warriors in 2022, he still did not get swept. So, yeah. Man, he only got swept by freaking the Suns in 2021, which some freaking people who host First Things First hold against him, and is like, I do not think he is somewhat, I don't know, just trying to argue, like, you know, I don't know. It's like, this year he won MVP, I was fine with it. The next year he won MVP, I had a major problem with it. I don't know, something, I don't know. You know who I'm talking about. If you know, you know. It's like, okay, what MVP should he have won, okay? Like, okay, I don't know. That's the thing. It's like, I feel like, I don't know. Like, Bomani, like, he was on a podcast with Bomani saying that, right? And then, like, Bomani Jones of The Right Time and Game Theory and, like, ESPN, right? Formerly. Like, Bomani Jones said, like, I think there's 3 players who you could argue should have won 5 MVPs in a row. Michael Jordan, right, in the 90s, when, like, Karl Malone and Charles Barkley won one of those MVPs. LeBron James, obviously, when, like, when Kobe won an MVP, and when frickin' Derrick Rose won an MVP in the middle of that stretch. And then Nikola Jokic, 2025, 4, 3, 2, 1, right? It's like, he was number 1. He's going to be number 1 or 2 in all of those years. So, yeah, basically, I agree with that, if you didn't know. So, man, yeah, I'm picking the Clippers in this series. I think I'm making it official. I'm saying it for the 3rd time, I think. Yeah. The Clippers defensively, I think, are going to be, like, good enough. I think it's just going to be offensively. Yeah, like, Like, I guess Russell Westbrook, you know, like, he could be key for the Nuggets, but I just like the duo of Kawhi and James Harden. I feel like is gonna be hard, you know. Like like I'm gonna assume that like Kawhi is gonna play up to his potential, and that like James Harden is gonna play like up to his potential or close to that. So yeah, I think so. I think this is it's gonna be somewhat of an upset, but not really, you know. And I think like I feel like as long as, you know, the Nuggets don't lose in 4 or 5, I think I don't think like people will be like, Jokic, man. Like the Nuggets already won a championship. Yeah. That's another thing, yeah, I guess, like, if I want to just keep on talking without playing the game, yeah, that's another thing, that, like, I heard, yeah, on a podcast that Bomani did with Tom Haberstroh, is that, like, was it, like, Tom Haberstroh who writes about the NBA? Like, I think, like, he said something to the effect of, like, yeah, like Jokic could end up having like a Kevin Garnett moment where like Kevin Garnett stayed with the Timberwolves like all the way up until 07 where he got traded to the Celtics, right? And then like he later has said that he regrets staying in Minnesota for too long and not giving himself an opportunity to win a championship. But like, I don't know. I feel like the difference is that like Tom Haberstroh was talking about that and comparing KG to Jokic, but like the one glaring difference is that Jokic has already won a championship. He already has a finals MVP. Like, I don't know. Like, I guess, like, the thing is just, like, how important is, like, winning multiple championships for Jokic, you know? Like, if you see, like, him winning multiple MVPs, like, he won his, like, second and third MVPs, and he's like, I guess, you know? Like, I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know. Do we even need that? Do we even need the discourse of, like, Jokic won another championship, and he doesn't even care about it, you know? And then the next year being like, Jason Tatum won the championship, and he was extremely corny about it. He reused the frickin' celebration. It's like, okay, all right, I don't know. I really don't know, man. Does Jason Tatum need to frickin' pretend to throw a grenade frickin' when he wins the championship this season? It's like, I don't know, man. I'm just railing against, like, the Jason Tatum is corny, like, narrative. I'm railing against Jason Tatum is boring, you know, so he can't be the face of the NBA. It's like, I'm just, like, asking, it's like, what thing do you want Jason Tatum to do to change his image? Like, what crime do you want Jason Tatum to commit? I mean, like, I'm being semi-serious. I'm being semi-joking, but it's like, honestly, what do you want, man? It's like, what, like, I don't know. I don't know. But, whatever. Man, I think those are my official picks for, the playoffs. I feel like I took way too long. It's already almost an hour long. I guess this is going to be the longest video I put out. It's going to be like the length of a regular episode. So yeah, I'm just going to take a little bit of time and come up with the awards. So yeah, right after this is my official/unofficial NBA awards ballot. All right, so on to my official. Yeah, I keep on saying official. No, it's unofficial. It's official to me. Official to me. NBA awards ballot. I will say up front that I have not watched a majority of the NBA games this season. I do not have League Pass. I use the site you use to watch games when you don't explicitly want to pay for it to watch some games. But other than that, I'm mostly like not like an avid, like I have to watch every game between like the Pacers, Pistons, Bucks, you know, like Brooklyn Nets, you know, like my information, my reasoning for these awards ballots, you know, is mainly on true NBA podcasts such as the Dunker Spot and the Bill Simmons podcast a tiny bit, even though they mostly talk nonsense there, but yeah, mostly the Dunker Spot, and then reading r/NBA, and then listening to the Hoop Collective, basically. And I'm going to listen to Zach Lowe's new show, so yeah, probably, yeah. So it's probably going to be from there. So basically, that's and like a little bit is just my own personal opinion, you know, a little bit of it. So, yeah, anyways. Yeah, without further ado, MVP. The MVP of the league. Who do I have as a Denver Nuggets fan? And who someone thinks a player has had one of the best seasons in NBA history. I have Shai Gilgeous-Alexander as number one. Yeah, I have him as my MVP. It's not that much of a surprise. I said it, previously in another series. Oh wow, look at that. I said it previously in another series that, I think that Shai, with the season he's had, if Shai didn't win it last year with the season he's had, he's had a significantly better season this year, right? And, the Thunder have won, more games. The Thunder have won, 14, 11 more games. And then, he's been the driving force of that, It's undeniable that he's been the driving force of that, Yeah, he, has done enough. He's a two-way player that matters to people, It mattered in 2023. It didn't matter in 2022 or 2021. It matters to people this season, so I guess it has to matter to me too, And also, I feel Shai has done enough. Shai has done enough statistically. He has the statistics. He has, the winning argument. He has just, his game, just the eye test of just, watching him, right? He's almost unguardable at times, He's had multiple 50-point games where, his previous, career high was only, 41 or something. Yeah. He broke his career high multiple times, people call him a free throw merchant, but drawing free throws is a skill. Ask Jimmy Butler. Oh, look at that block by Dwight. Look at that. Oh, man. Yeah, so, basically, that's why I'm awarding Shai Gilgeous-Alexander my MVP award, and he is going to win this MVP, so, yeah. Congratulations to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander on your first MVP, the first MVP of OKC since Russell Westbrook in 2017, when he did it as the 6th seed and averaged a triple-double, and, is still the number one leader for triple-doubles, but, yeah. Number 2, I have Nikola Jokic. I mean, obviously, not really that much of a surprise, Jokic, yeah, I already said, 61-point triple-double, a 30-20-20 game, statistically, yeah, he has statistically had a better season than Shai, with offensive stats, but, I'd assume, advanced stats, Shai leads Jokic in a lot of them, but, who cares about these, advanced stats, man? Who cares? It mattered, and it mattered when people were arguing Embiid over Jokic in 2023. That's when it mattered, when people were the nerds are saying frickin' Jokic is MVP, and then Kendrick Perkins had to say what he said, but yeah, this is not 2023 we're talking about, okay? We're not talking about the year in which Bang Dream, It's My Go aired. We're talking about the year that Bang Dream, Ave Musica aired, okay? Even though the two relate, okay? So yeah. Number 3, I have Giannis Antetokounmpo. Yeah, I talked about it before, yeah. He had multiple 30-point triple-doubles at the end of the season. He's the reason why the Bucks are where they are, He's, basically. It's a shame because, in a lot of other seasons, he would be number 1 with a bullet, right? But it's he just has to play in the same time as Jokic and Shai, basically. Not much else to say there. Number 4, Jason Tatum. Just due to the fact that one of the best player on one of the best teams, basically, it's somewhat sucks for Jason Tatum that he's perennially number 4 in MVP, but yeah, it's just that there really isn't that much of a reason to put him anywhere above, Yeah, there was a time where I thought with the Bucks losing, right, that maybe Tatum can surpass Giannis, but yeah, individually, stats wise, yeah, I feel Giannis should be a spot above him. But it's Jason Tatum is still a top 5 player in the NBA because yeah, I talked about, I think I might have talked about it, but yeah, Embiid is not healthy. So Embiid is out of the top 5, players right now. I feel we're only talking about healthy players. In terms of top 5 players in the NBA, Jokic is number 1 significantly, yeah, Giannis is number 2. I think Shai is number 3. Yeah, Shai is number 3, And I think like 4 or 5 you can argue, but yeah, like I think like you could either put like as of right now, as of this moment, you could put Luka at number 4, or Jason Tatum at number 4, or Luka at 5, Jason Tatum at 4, right? Like I feel like that should be most people's like list of top 5 players in the NBA, you know? Like as of right now, you know, Embiid is not healthy, so I guess Embiid would have that 4th spot, you know, at his very best, but yeah. Yeah, anyways. Yeah, number 5, I have Donovan Mitchell. I had Jalen Brunson, but like I didn't know if he met the 65 game requirement, so like I crossed his name out. I think he does, but yeah, I think I would still give it to Donovan Mitchell just because the Cavs are the best team in the East, and he's basically, yeah, I guess it's like him and Evan Mobley, but yeah, I think like his impact on the team is, you know, pretty significant. So, you know, but like who honestly cares that much about 5th and MVP? Like it could be Jalen Brunson, but on my ballot, I guess I'm putting Donovan Mitchell. Okay. Moving on to Defensive Player of the Year. Number 1, I have Evan Mobley. Okay. Yeah, Cavs were a really good defense. You know, it could be controversial that I have Evan Mobley as number 1 for some player, you know. Yeah, I mean, yeah, okay. I'll get into it. Number 2, Ivica Zubac, which I feel like for a lot of people, maybe he should be the one who wins this award. I don't know. Like, feel free to like switch around number 1 and 2. It doesn't matter to me that much, okay? Like Zubac could be my number 1 here, you know. But yeah, Zubac, a big reason why the Clippers have won 50 games. Like he's had a great season. He's been like putting up like doubles like a machine, you know. He's been rebounding like extremely well. His defense, yeah, basically. As someone who has not watched that many Clippers games, but has listened to the experts like Tim Bontemps, like Tim McMahon, like Brian Windhorst, you know, like I trust them, okay? Like Kevin Pelton, I think he is probably singing Zubac's praises, so yeah. Okay, number 3, Draymond Green. I guess I had to give him a nod. You know, he is nodding himself off a little too much, but yeah, I guess like if he wins it, sure, he'll deserve it. But like, I don't know. Like, I really hope NBA voters are just like, you know, actually, you know, like, who cares what the betting odds say, man? I don't know. I mean, like, Lamar Jackson was, like, the MVP favorite for the betting odds, and then, like, yeah, and then Josh Allen ended up winning it, so hopefully a thing like that's gonna happen. I don't know, just you know, just a slight little Draymond hater in me, you know, just, you know, yeah. But he is number 3 in Defensive Player of the Year. Okay, Clutch Player of the Year, an award that is kind of superfluous, you know, very abstract, very ephemeral. Number 1, Jalen Brunson. Yeah, just statistically, he's been like the most clutch player in the league. So, yeah, I guess that's obvious. Number 2, Nikola Jokic. Like, I feel like this is pretty obvious too, right? Pretty obvious why Jokic is like a clutch player, right? Don't have to explain it. Yeah, good. We're good here. Okay, number 3, LeBron James. I put him here. Yeah, I think he is definitely deserving of this. Yeah, like he's like the closer when like with how like Lakers games are going, where like you know, he had a tip in to win a game against the Pacers that I saw. And like, you know, like Luka carries like 3/4, and then LeBron can pick and choose, and then he can just be like, you know what, if I can make this defensive play, I can freaking take this shot, you know. I guess I'm answering the question. LeBron is actually clutch, man. He is actually clutch, unfortunately. Oh man, imagine if he made that shot. He probably did. I think he made that kind of shot against the Pacers. Okay. Coach of the Year, number 1, I have JB Bickerstaff. So yeah, JB Bickerstaff, the Pistons head coach. Just the turnaround from having a 28 game losing streak to being the 6th seed in the East, you know, to being a playoff team where a lot of people are like, hey, they can actually beat the Knicks, right? It's like, yeah, like that is absolutely worthy of coach of the year for me. He's the right coach the Pistons needed. Not Monty Williams, because that man did not want to coach. He literally did not want to coach, man. I don't know. How did he get the Suns to 64 wins? I do not know. Why did DeAndre Ayton dislike him? I don't know. Why do Suns fans still hate DeAndre Ayton? When did Suns fans start hating DeAndre Ayton? Was it the 2021 finals? I don't know. Yeah, but yeah, number 2, I have Ime Udoka, the coach of the Rockets, who led them to the 2nd seed. Pretty obvious, pretty really good turnaround. The Rockets have taken the next step officially in their plan of rebuilding after James Harden got traded. So yeah, pretty good for him. Number 3, I have Kenny Atkinson, the coach of the Cleveland Cavaliers, who took the job and took over from JB Bickerstaff, yeah, so, yeah, obviously, over 60 win season, they were on a historic pace. They could have, won 70 games if they kept their pace up, the Cavs were that freaking good, yeah, so, basically, yeah, that's why... he's a turd, but I could switch around Ime and Kenny Atkinson, but yeah, I think I just I like the Cavs are already a playoff team, but I think Ime turning the Rockets from not in the playoffs at all to the number 2 seed in the Western Conference is pretty significant, obviously, right? The West versus the East, right? They're number 2 in the West, right? Over Memphis, over the Lakers with Luka, over Denver, over Minnesota, they're number 2 over all those teams. That's pretty freaking interesting, right? I don't know. That deserves he could be number 1. That's the thing. But yeah. Okay, most improved player. I went with the philosophy that even though it's a player who already was even though it's a player who we already knew it was a really good player and they got better, I still think he probably should win the award. So yeah, I went with Cade Cunningham as my most improved player of the year, number 1. So yeah, I mean, you could be that's not true to the spirit of most improved. It should be a role player type, it shouldn't be someone who was the number 1 overall pick, playing up to their expectations. But I don't know. I feel Tyrese Maxey won it in a year, right? Ja Morant won it. It's very, yeah. I feel I think I do agree that it should more often than not be, someone who isn't the number 1 overall pick. But yeah, I think this is just spotlighting Cade Cunningham and giving him flowers. I think this is just rewarding his effort, I guess. That's basically it. Number 2, I have Dyson Daniels, who is a player on the Atlanta Hawks, who is an extremely good defensive player who led the league in steals by a wide margin. So, yeah, he improved. I assume all aspects of his game improved, in addition to his defense. So, yeah, I have him here. And then number 3, I have Christian Brown from the Denver Nuggets. A Denver Nuggets player getting a nod on all NBA awards. Yeah. Just basically the season he's had, is it slightly being a Nuggets fan? Yes, but yeah, he should be up for he should get some votes, right? Yeah, but yeah. Yeah, he's fulfilled. He's done pretty well in taking KCP's spot. That he of the shooting guard. Yeah, who can defend, right? Christian Brown can defend, right? He's he can defend, but yeah, it's the whole thing that his offense is more spotty. Is the whole thing. Just the same thing with Peyton Watson, where his defense is there mostly, but his offense, But Christian Brown is better offensively than Peyton Watson. So, yeah. Okay. I've done that. Defensive player. 6th man of the year. Number 1 with a bullet. With multiple bullets is Peyton Pritchard from the Boston Celtics. Like not even close, man. Like Peyton Pritchard is just like what the season he's had shooting wise, 3-point shooting wise is absolutely insane, you know? Like just like having a Steph Curry like freaking shooting season off the bench, and like he can score just like 40 points at will, you know, if he gets it going, you know? Like not he's just having an amazing shooting season, you know? Just like, I don't know, he's just an amazing freaking bench player, you know? And like if like they get consistent freaking shooting out of Peyton Pritchard like that in the playoffs, like the Celtics are just gonna cruise all the way to the finals, man. It's not even gonna be a thing, man. But yeah, number 2 I have Ty Jerome from the Cleveland Cavaliers. Yeah. I think the noise of the music might be drowning it out. Okay. Should I just like freaking not play the game? I don't know. Maybe I should just not play the game. I've played like 2-3 games. That's enough. Yeah, Ty Jerome from the Cleveland Cavaliers. I think he's the 6th man. Yeah, he was on like 6th man of the year ballots like early on for people that, and I've heard it through podcasts. So you know that's why I have him number 2. But number 3, I have Malik Beasley from the Detroit Pistons. Yeah. So yeah, Malik Beasley, is a reason why the Pistons are so good this year. Him and like Tobias Harris, you know, have been like really good. Yeah, basically. Another like player where I'm like, yeah, I consulted experts who are way more experts than me on who should be 6th man of the year or who should be on ballots. Okay, even more an award that I have even more of an unfamiliarity with, even less familiarity with. Rookie of the Year. Number 1, according to people, Stephon Castle. That's what I have. Yeah, from the San Antonio Spurs, him. He's a point guard. He's probably going to be... yeah, because like Chris Paul is 40. He probably should, like, Chris Paul should get some recognition. Like Chris Paul doing what he's doing at 40 years old. He played all 82 games at 40 years old. Right, like, and he's still just like a really good player. Yeah, like he like whenever he's on the court for the Spurs, like the Spurs like have a dramatically higher like plus minus or like win per, you know, like he helps the Spurs win games basically. Yeah, and it's really cool how him at 40 years old, you know, his longevity is still there. You know, it gets overshadowed by another player's longevity, but you know, yeah. Okay, number 2 is Zachary Reese-Shea from the Hawks. Yeah, this is more of like a late kind of thing. Yeah, later on in the season, Zachary Reese-Shea, who actually was the number 1 overall pick this year, had like a string of really good games. Yeah, number 3, I think this might be like labeled as like you shouldn't put this player on here, but yeah. Yeah, I have Alex Sarr from the Washington Wizards. he had like a stretch where like I think like Nekias Duncan from the Dunker Spot was talking about him in a tweet a few times. So like yeah. Like he had like a game in like summer league where he like missed a bunch of shots, but yeah, I think I think with the number 1 and 2 picks especially, yeah, Reese-Shea and Sarr, it took them a bit of time for them to adjust to the league, and like yeah, later on there were late bloomers in terms of like putting up really good games. So I guess like that is my Rookie of the Year ballot, which you shouldn't take too seriously. So yeah, here the. Yeah, those are like the main awards. Here are the teams I have. Anything else? Yeah, okay, so yeah, okay, I have all NBA to get to. Oh, man, okay. All NBA first team. It should be pretty obvious. Yeah, 4 spots, extremely obvious. Nikola Jokic, Giannis, Antetokounmpo, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Jason Tatum, Karl Anthony Towns I have in the 5th spot. So yeah, again saying, as I said earlier, Carl Cat had like a really great season offensively. You know, like I feel like he should be rewarded. You know, I feel like people would put Jalen Brunson here, but also like I didn't know if like Jalen Brunson met the 65 game requirement. But even if like he did, I think I would still. I think he did, and yeah, I think he does. I think he does meet the 65 games. But yeah, I think I'm still putting Cat in this fifth spot here. Just to just just rewarding his effort, I guess. And also, Jalen Brunson took a pay cut. So, I mean, like, Cat can freaking sign an extension with this freaking All-NBA selection, right? It's like any All-NBA selection. It doesn't have to be first team or second team. It doesn't have to be first or second. So, yeah. All-NBA second team. I have James Harden from the Clippers. Yeah, I said earlier, he had a really good season this year. I don't know why I ever hated James Harden. I never disliked him. I only disliked him because he was on the Sixers. That was it. I disliked him playing well for the Sixers. I dislike any player other than Tyrese Maxey and Jared McCain playing well for the Sixers. Okay, I'm sorry. I just have to be a hater in some respects, man. It's how I keep. It's how I release, Okay. In addition, I have Evan Mobley of the Cavs, Donovan Mitchell from the Cavs, Anthony Edwards, and Cade Cunningham from the Detroit Pistons. I originally had LeBron James on here, but I moved him to third team. So, yeah. Cade Cunningham, yeah. Do I need to talk about any of these players? Anthony Edwards, I guess, gets a special mention for shooting a whole lot of trees and, like, improving his three-point percentage. Yeah, and improving his three-point shot a lot. Just like making a lot more trees, I guess. Anthony Edwards, that's how he expanded his game. And Evan Mobley, offensively, really was like the key in the Cavs being the team that they were. Yeah, yeah. Also Donovan Mitchell, same thing, same reason why like he would be fifth on my MVP ballot. Okay. All NBA third team, as I've said, I have LeBron, I have Ivica Zubac, or Zubac, yeah, I think it's Zubac, yeah, and then Steph Curry, Jalen Williams, and Tyrese Halliburton. Yeah, do I need to say anything about those three players? Yeah, just Steph Curry. Yeah, he had a game against Memphis where he hit 10 trees or like 12 trees. Yeah. Just an insane, like he's still able to shoot it. If he has it going offensively, he can be, he still has it basically. Just rewarding him for that. Jalen Williams, he is the Thunder's OKC's second best player, but it could turn into Chet in the future. Like the Thunder are still such a young team, right? Yeah, like they're younger than Auburn, right? Yeah, a college team, by like half a year. So it's like that's the thing. Like the Thunder are still just at the beginning of like them being possibly like the NBA's next like dynasty, like it's obviously like it's early to talk about that. Like after the Celtics won, it's like, are they a dynasty? After the Nuggets won 2 years ago, it was like, can they be a dynasty? But yeah, like the Thunder are the team that truly like fits that mold of like way more than the Celtics or the Nuggets. So like yeah, that's the thing. Their players are young, they're on cheap contracts as of now, right? And it's like, yeah, they're set, man. They're so set. They have draft picks up the like Sam Presti, Executive of the Year. Don't even need to fill out my ballot for that, obviously. And yeah, Tyrese Halliburton, as I've said, turned it on late in the season. So, okay. Last awards here because like I've been going for over an hour, man. I don't know. This is gonna be the longest one. Jesus. First team all defense. Ivica Zubac, Evan Mobley, Draymond Green, Dyson Daniels, and Lou Dort. Yeah. And it's hard to pin down like who the best like defender on the Thunder is, but I think most people would say Lou Dort, right? Yeah, like the most key defender on the perimeter. Yeah, Lou Dort probably is it, and like I'd assume like Chet, on in the interior around the rim can defend really well. But like Chet Holmgren missed like 50 games. Yeah, he missed 50 games with like a pelvic injury. Yeah, and like the Thunder still won 68 games. It's like it's just oh my god, dude, seriously. Yeah. Second team all defense. Rudy Gobert. Remember him? I don't know. He touched microphones one time. Yeah. Derek White. I don't know if he meets the 65 games. God, I really do not know, man. I would assume he does. I don't think Derek White had an extended injury this season. But yeah. If Derek White does not fulfill the 65 games requirement, cross his name off in my imaginary ballot and replace him with Dylan Brooks. Toumani Camara I have here, and he's a player from the Blazers, and I put him on my second team all defense ballot because of a Tinking Basketball video of explaining why like Toumani Camara is like such a great defender. And yeah, he's on the Blazers, which are didn't even make the play in, but I think, like, for second team all defense, he can have a nod, right? Like, I mean, he can have a nod. Amin Thompson from the Rockets. Yeah, probably the Rockets' best defender, right? Yeah, like, much has been said about, like, Amin Thompson and, like, Tari Eason, like, coming off the bench for the Rockets, right? Yeah, so. And then I have Jaren Jackson Jr., yeah, from the Memphis Grizzlies. So, yeah, I think, like, he also was, like, a player that could have been in the running for Defensive Player of the Year, but I guess he just missed the cut. I just had to put Draymond Green over him. You know, I had to give Draymond that respect. Oh man! And if Dylan Brooks doesn't satisfy people who are watching this, yeah, I don't know, just put Giannis there. And if Giannis doesn't satisfy people, just put LeBron there because that would satisfy a lot of people. Okay. The team, yeah, the award section I know the least about because I have not watched the teams these rookies play for. Okay. All rookie first team, the last awards I'm getting to. Stephon Castle, Alex Sarr, Zachary Risachet, Khalil Ware from the Miami Heat, and Dalton Connect from the Los Angeles Lakers, who the Mavericks should have gotten, who the Hornets should have gotten for Mark Williams. It's like, Dalton Connect. I think he should be all rookie first team. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, even though like anti-Laker bias, I'm still putting him on here, okay? Man, all rookie second team. Yeah, even more just like ambiguous. Yeah, even more like I have no idea if like these are actually the players that should be near here. But I have Zach Edey from the Grizzlies, Donovan Clingan from the Portland Trailblazers. I have Bub Carrington. His first name is Carlton, yeah. But I don't know why he goes by Bub, but yeah, I guess it's a cool nickname. Bub Carrington from the Wizards. Yves Missy from the New Orleans Pelicans. I don't know if he fulfills 65 games. Oh man, I don't know. Yeah, and Ryan Dunn from the Phoenix Suns. Yeah, like the second team all rookie. Like I have no idea. I don't know. Like who am I feeling if Yves Missy or Ryan Dunn do not fulfill 65 games? Who am I even putting? Bronny? Maybe. I don't know, man. I really do not know. These are all like the rookies of note. These are all the rookies who were talked about this season, basically. Yeah. Man, that's the thing about the Phoenix Suns too. Yeah, the Phoenix Suns, I guess, a storyline I didn't get to. They fired Bud, Budenholzer, or no, Mike Budenholzer. He goes by Bud. I keep on thinking it's Bud Budenholzer, but it's Mike Budenholzer. So yeah. In addition to the Kings firing Mike Brown and the Nuggets firing Mike Malone. So yeah. I think, yeah, like Ryan Dunn was talked about early on, but I don't know. I think later on he wasn't talked about as much. So yeah, I don't know who I would even replace here with all rookies in the second team all rookie. I don't know. Just take it with like a huge grain of salt, man. Take my MVP most seriously, okay? My MVP, my MVP is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, okay? It's not due to influence, it's not, 2023, I said that Embiid should be MVP too, it's just the whole thing of like, I didn't necessarily like the narrative that was being placed against Jokic in 2023, but it's like, I recognize that Embiid, with the season he's had, I think it's like an argument of like, with the season they've had, and like, you could say it's somewhat voter fatigue. You could say it's like, we're just giving it to Shea just because, Jokic is, we don't like the idea of Jokic winning this many in this many years. But it's like if Jokic doesn't show any signs of slowing down though, I don't know. Yeah, I think like Luka is probably going to be the favorite for next year's MVP, right? Because he's going to be like healthy and it's going to be like a whole season. Like, I'd be surprised if like Luka does not end up first or second in MVP, but like he's probably going to get knocked out of it due to not meeting 65 games. So it's like, yeah, it's probably like, and also next year would be like Wemby is going to be the lock. Yeah, because that would have been the lock for Defensive Player of the Year if he didn't get injured. Yeah, didn't have that blood clot. So yeah. That's basically it. Yeah, that's basically all I wanted to get to. I took way too long for this. This is the length of a regular episode. I really do not want these to be this long, but here we are. It's over an hour long. It's the mega thing. I hope I predicted the playoffs. Yeah, I don't care about predicting it right, but yeah, I guess to recap, if anyone wants to just watch the end, yeah, okay, who do I have in the West? Thunder. Yeah, I have the Thunder, Lakers, Rockets, Clippers, right? Yeah, those are the four teams. In the East, I have Cavs, Celtics, obviously. Cavs, Celtics, Bucks, and then I have the Knicks. Okay, there you go. Those are basically the teams I have. Okay, so anyways, that's basically it for this episode. I hope it's been fun just doing one of these again. I will keep this a yearly tradition for as long as I'm interested in basketball, which is probably going to be a while, I don't know. Like, I could see myself in my 30s and just like finding the time to do this, if I still care about this channel, I don't know. I'm no promises or anything, but yeah. Anyways, thank you for watching. If you've gotten this far, just watch just the first half an hour where I try to freaking explain things. Okay. Yeah. That's basically it for this episode. Thank you for watching if you've watched, and see you on the next video.